Alright, so today I'll be changing my air filter, and it's a fairly simple process, but for those who may have a bike like this, or basically for those who would like to know the whole process, then here is a video on knowing how to change the air filter on these types of bikes. Alright, so let's get to it. So the first thing that you want to do is to get your tools. So for me, the tool that I need is a small socket wrench or small ratchet handle, right, with a 10mm and also a 8mm. That's all that I need. Alright, so I have all my tools, so I'm going to put the tools aside. Alright, so the first thing, remove the seat. Boom. So there are two screws right here, or nuts basically. They are 8, so I will use the 8mm on this to remove them. Boom. Alright, so that's one, and we come around here for the other one. So every time you remove your screws, always put them together so that it's easier to find them back. So for me, I put mine right here in the seat hole. The seat hole? How would that come from? Seat hole. The next thing that we're going to remove is this nut here as well, or this screw, whatever, which is which requires a 10mm. So we're going to get that done. Alright, so 10mm socket, boom. Alright, so for the gas tank removal now, we need to remove the cover. Boom. That aside. Once you have this screw loosened, then you basically go ahead and lift up the gas tank cover. So the cover of the gas tank is off, as you can see there. So the next thing now that we're going to do is to remove these right here. These are 8mm. So put on the 8 and we loosen these. Alright, so this is basically the bracket that holds your gas tank down, and once you do that, the gas tank can easily be lifted up like that. So the next thing that we do is to put the gas tank to one side like this. Don't really have to take off the entire gas tank, you know, it's not necessarily. So now we have access to the airbox, which is right here. Remember to always put back your gas cap. So we have the airbox right here. So what we're going to do, we put the screwdriver, and we're basically, you have some screws right here. You can unscrew them and lift the airbox up. Now there are some nuts down here that you can loosen up. You'd have to take off the side cover, this side cover here and this side cover here, and take them off and then loosen up these nuts that are right here. These nuts? You can see, you can actually shift the airbox forward or backwards, but you know, I don't want to give myself any more work, so I'm just going to remove these right here. Alright, so the screws are removed. Now you can lift the airbox up. Why the filter come up? Alright, here's the filter. This here. Usually the filter is right here like that. So basically the air filter that I got does not fit, or it's not the right size. A slight dilemma. the air filter that I got, which is this one, it does not fit entirely, you know, does not fit entirely. So I'm gonna have to put back the old one in the bike and carry back this one, or maybe I'll try to modify it so that it actually works. So when I put this one inside the airbox, it leaves gaps. So you have a gap up here, right here, so, and then you have a gap back here. You can force it down a little bit, but there's still a gap, right? And you're not supposed to have any gaps there, because that means any little dust or anything like that can get into your earbox. Right, look how I mash up this something. Let me take time with it, because I might have to return it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put back in the old one. Basic process of getting to your earbox and taking out your air filter, or maybe if you want to get under the gas tank, that's the whole process of removing everything and getting under the gas tank of this kind of bike. The process will be different from bike to bike, but for this model, and I'll also put another model which is the Supra 250, the racing edition, right? That bike is same as this one, so the process is the same thing. So to basically reinstall the air filter, it's the same process, but only thing we're doing it in reverse. Reinstallation process, really simple. Air filter, cover, screwdriver, and screw down everything just as before. So once the airbox is all tightened down, then you put back your gas tank. You have these little things right here, cylinder looking things. They line up with some holes, so you want to line these up with the holes that are already in the frame. Alright, so we're putting on back this bracket thingy here. Just gonna hand tighten everything right now and use the 8 to tighten everything down. Alright, good. Next up is the tank cover. So remember to take off your gas cap first, and then put on your tank cover like that. 10mm bolt, you want to line it up with this under here. Right, line it up with this, and then it goes down into that hole. So then you take your 10mm socket now, and you go ahead and tighten everything back down. Remember to put back on your gas cap, like so. Alright, next up we switch this back out, put on the 8, and then we go ahead and screw these back in like so. Alright, and that's it. Final thing that you do, put on back your seat, go. Yep, so that's basically how you go ahead and change the air filter in your bike, or should I say this kind of bike in specific. Other bikes may have the same way how you do it, but that's just how it is. But that's how you go ahead and change the air filter in this type of bike here. Well, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Leave a like if you actually liked the video, and if it was informative, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section. Appreciate it. Bless up and see you in the next one.